Hello everybody, welcome to Milito English. Se você não me conhece, eu sou Yara Milito. E nós estamos aqui hoje para mais um dia de Gladly Receives, que é o programa onde toda terça-feira, às 7h30 ou não, né? Hoje, especialmente não, eu recebo algum convidado para a gente bater papo sobre algum tema, sobre algum assunto diferente, sempre em inglês, onde o que menos importa é o nível de inglês do meu convidado. O que eu faço é justamente desafiar, né, as pessoas a virem aqui para bater um papo comigo. Tem gente que fala melhor, tem gente que fala pior, tem gente que tem mais dificuldade, que aproveita e faz pergunta, e com isso todo mundo aprende, todo mundo ganha. Você que está aí do outro lado assistindo, aprende um pouquinho. Quem vem aqui conversar comigo também aprende um pouquinho de inglês e eu vou aprendendo um monte sobre todos esses assuntos que eu não sei e que eu vou aprendendo. Então é muito legal. Quem tiver aí já manda um oi aí para mim, né? Para eu já saber que você está aí me assistindo e que vocês estão me ouvindo, porque, gente, terça passada eu entrei e eu estava com o microfone no mudo e ninguém me ouvia e eu não percebi, eu saí falando e foi muito engraçado. Ninguém me ouvia. Então, se vocês estiverem me ouvindo, fala aí que vocês estão me ouvindo para eu saber que vocês estão me ouvindo e que hoje eu fiz tudo direitinho, a minha lição de casa. Minha mãe já está aí me assistindo. Hi, mom! Minha super amiga, queridíssima teacher Simone também está aí. Good evening, Simone. E hoje, lembrando que é o último Gladly Receives dessa temporada, né? Agora de 2020. Então, hoje eu vou conversar com o Tassio sobre psicologia e a gente vai voltar só depois do Réveillon, deixar esse ano de 2020 para trás, que está pesado para todo mundo, já ninguém mais aguenta esse ano e tudo que aconteceu e não aconteceu, né? E para a gente voltar aí em 2001, todo mundo bem contente, cheio de energia, para mais um monte de coisa para eu poder trazer para vocês e ensinar vocês sobre inglês e vocês me ensinarem sobre outras coisas. Mili também está aí. Hello, Mili. Simone falando que está tudo ok hoje, que consegue me ouvir. E então, lembrando, né, como eu falei, hoje é o último episódio do Gladly Receives desse ano. E quinta-feira agora vai ser a nossa última Thursday Live, Thursday Class. Toda quinta-feira eu dou uma aula sobre algum conteúdo de inglês, às vezes dicas de pronúncia, às vezes uma coisa mais voltada à gramática. Então, cada quinta-feira é um tema diferente. E essa quinta-feira, como não podia deixar de ser, o tema vai ser Natal. Então eu vou trazer a letra de uma música de Natal bem conhecida. E para quem já assistiu outras aulas minhas, o que eu vou fazer? Eu vou ler essa letra com vocês. Eu vou disponibilizar a letra lá no meu Instagram e no Facebook antes. Então quem ainda não segue, já corre e segue assim que acabar essa live. Segue o Hello, my dear! Tassio chegando.
Hello!
Peraí, deixa eu arrumar aqui para o pessoal conseguir ver eu e você ao mesmo tempo. Então, deixa eu só terminar de dar o meu recado e daí a gente já começa o nosso papo, né? Então, toda quinta-feira eu dou alguma coisa diferente e nessa quinta-feira vai ser sobre Natal. E eu vou trazer a letra que eu vou disponibilizar para vocês antes lá no Instagram e no Facebook, a letra e a tradução, porque a ideia não é a gente traduzir aqui. O que a gente faz? Eu vou passar com vocês a pronúncia, a gente vai ler, né, passar por todas as estruturas da língua que aparecem na letra dessa música e a gente vai usar para aprender um pouquinho mais de inglês esse tema do Natal. Então é quinta-feira agora. E assim como o Gladly Receives, esse é o último, né, dessa temporada. Quinta-feira vai ser a nossa última Thursday Live, antes do recesso aí para o Natal e Réveillon. Então, não percam. Então, não vou mais deixar o meu querido Tassio esperando. Tassio é um amigo meu, super querido, do Poliglota, que é aquele mesmo grupo que vocês já viram eu falando com outros convidados aqui, né? Vira e mexe, aparece alguém do Poliglota aqui. Então, o Tassio é outro presente que o Poliglota me trouxe, um amigo muito querido, que tem um monte de emprego, parece eu, é outro mil e uma aí, ele faz um monte de coisa. Entre essas coisas, ele é psicólogo. Gente, é muito legal. Então ele veio aqui para a gente bater um papo sobre psicologia. Então, antes da gente começar, só lembrando, quem estiver assistindo, vamos aprender a falar psicólogo e psicologia em inglês, porque é bem chato, né? Ele tem um P ali no começo que a gente não pronuncia. Você simplesmente ignora que tem aquele P e a gente vai falar psychology para psicologia ou psychologist para o psicólogo. Então, my friend Tassio is a psychologist. And as you can see through his t-shirt, he's also a very big Friends fan. He loves the Friends series, sitcom. He's trying to fix his camera there. He was just working until a few minutes ago, and he's right here now because of all this technology. He just shut off his last patient, and he's here with us now. So I'm really glad. You look so different. You have big beard, long hair. How are you, my dear?
Yeah, I'm fine. This quarantine is lefting us with more hair.
Yes.
Long hair.
Long hair. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Besides being a psychologist, what else do you do?
I have a company, info company, for selling supplies and fixing computers. It's called Delta Fix Tecnologia.
Mm-hmm.
And I work at Caixa Econômica Federal with psychology consulting for social projects.
Programs. Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. How does all these careers overlap? How, like, do they have anything to do with each other, or are they all separate things?
Separating everything together now at home with everything, but in the morning I use the Caixa Econômica Federal computer, and at afternoon and night I use my personal computer for psychologist, and Saturdays and sometimes some days on the week I use my other computer just for Delta Fix Technology.
Okay. And when did you graduate in psychology, and which school did you go to?
2009. I get my graduating level, and I studied at Católica, Unisantos, all the time in Santos City, and I work since 2010.
Okay.
So 10 years.
With patients, you've been since you've graduated. You've been working with patients. You've been because a lot of people take psychology, but they don't really see patients. They work in human resources or they work in other areas. But you've been treating patients as a psychologist since you've graduated in 2010. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. And what psychology perspective do you follow? Do you have like one perspective, or do you mix everything? How do you do it?
No. We use one perspective. It's called CBT in English.
What does that mean?
And cognitive and behavioral therapy.
Okay.
And in Portuguese is TCC. Terapia cognitivo comportamental.
Okay. Very good. And what are the main perspectives of psychology, and how do they differ from each other? I mean, what makes you choose one perspective and not the other? What do they differ?
Um, we, uh, we need to study inside some perspective to use then. So when you get your graduation, you saw everything inside the university, but when you get out, you need a choice. Oh, I prefer these because it's better for me, not because the patients. And sometimes we find some patient that this case it's not good for this therapy, so we need to try with another one, with another psychologist, with this perspective to work with them.
Do you transfer, or do you recommend another psychologist, or do you change the perspective yourself?
No, another psychologist.
You send to someone else. I see.
Who work with this perspective, like the psychoanalysis.
And
from Freud.
What made you choose psychology? Do you have any special reason, or did you just have always liked it?
It's a tricky question. I was minding about journalism. I love the area and the work area. I like to talk with people, but I had a test, professional test that time to work with with a psychologist, obviously. And she said, "Oh, your area is around the psychology, and you must see something like this." But I was so trusty with myself. No, journalism is my
your area.
Yeah, it's my area, and I start to search more about the psychologist, and I like the perspective of the work, not the perspective inside the psychologist. But I like it, and my first choice in the vestibular test was psychology.
Okay. And what are the biggest challenges of psychology nowadays? Especially like with the pandemic, we can't really go to now. Things are not starting to get back to normal, but people are just trying to get back to normal and trying to do things more in person. But how did the pandemic and how did all these things affect you? I'm sure now, like you told me, now you are treating your patients online, but did you ever do that before? Did you ever consider to do that before the pandemic?
No, never consider do this full time like now. I used the Skype sessions just for some patient who was traveling or who moved on for a new city for a couple months, not for a long time like now. And this is the big deal of the pandemic because we have this online new future because it's not the we work with people and we need this presential time. And now we need to change the place. Like now I'm inside the room, my office inside my home. It wasn't an office, it was my dog's room. And because this life is better with a dog. And now I use this room for everything since 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. I'm here, and this is the most part of we have a problem to be with people, and we work with people. And in both jobs inside the Caixa Econômica too, because we work with social programs, and I need to visit them, and I can't now. I need to stay at home all the time.
And are you still working full time at home, or are you going back to the office, or either for psychology or Caixa Econômica? How is your schedule nowadays?
No, it's full time inside my home.
You're still home?
Yeah, home office full time because I need to just come back to take some paper and just for small time and by myself, not with people, and it's a new time, and people need to understand that it's hard, but it's necessary now because a lot of lives are going, and we need to take care.
And what are the difference between, of course, being in person or being online, of a therapy session online or in person? What do you think gets lost in the process, and are there any advantages of doing it online?
In person, we have what do we call therapeutic set. It's a neutral space inside a place, but it's neutral, and we can change everything inside that place. And nowadays we don't have online, we don't have this space. And sometimes I have 3 patients that can't work home because we are they don't have a place, a quiet place to talk and for therapy. And
tell them to lock themselves in the bathroom.
Yeah, perhaps inside the bathroom. It's a smelly session, but
good thing it's not in person.
Yeah.
Simone is asking if the number of patients has increased or decreased with the pandemics.
Increase. I work a little bit more with 3 patients less because I don't lost then. Without the time to return, but now I have a lot of patients Do you
New
have
patients.
a schedule? Yeah, do you have time for a new patient? And the good thing is all the patients that move out for a new city,
Mm-hmm.
they come back
Mm-hmm.
now. And do you have some time for me? Because if you are working online, I'm working online too, and we
Uh-huh.
can do. And it's interesting thing that they come back,
Uh-huh.
and I'm working more than.
Do you intend to continue receiving your patients online even after everything goes back to normal? After we have a vaccine and things are back to normal, because one day it will be, hopefully. Do you
Yeah.
intend to continue working online or no?
Yeah, I will need to work one day online with patients
Hmm.
because they are in other cities, and they ask this inside of this time of comeback.
Hmm.
Oh, after this, will you still working online because I am here and I know your job. I want to come back, but I don't want to come back just for a couple months. I want to come back online for a long time.
Uh-huh.
So it's I prefer work in person, but I needed to work with online 1 or 2 days
Uh-huh.
for after pandemic.
This is all over. Okay.
Yeah,
I have a feeling. I mean, I've been having a feeling even before the pandemics. Maybe now it's even worse. But that I see a lot of people, like increased number of people that say they state that they are depressed or they are bipolar or they have all this uh,
anxiety.
anxiety, and when I was younger, I don't remember that many people suffering or just coming out and saying that, just stating that. Um, I have a feeling that it has been increasing, but do you think, I don't know, because I don't know the reason, maybe you can explain to me better, but do you think it's been increasing or do you think people are just talking more about it? Uh, and if it's increasing, why? So why do you think more people are getting depressed, or more people are getting anxious, or more people are getting bipolar, or any other kind of it's not a disease. I don't know how disturb, I would say, uh, this kind of
Panicky.
disturbs. Like,
Yeah.
what can you tell me about it?
Uh, they we have yes, of course we have an increase, um, but it's not an increase of diseases. It's an increase of people.
Okay.
In 70s we had 90,000. It's 90,000.
I don't know.
No, 90 million
Hmm.
of Brazilians. Do you remember
Okay.
the song of the Cup, World Cup?
120 milhões em ação para frente, Brasil.
120, okay,
120 million.
120.
Yes.
And nowadays we have double. We have
We have
two,
probably 200
yeah,
million people. Okay.
million.
Mm-hmm.
It is it working now? I
Yeah,
lost. I
I
lost.
think
No,
it's
okay.
cutting up.
It was the connecting.
Yeah, but now you're back. Okay.
Yeah, and this and nowadays we have a 2010 million. It's the double of the
Uh-huh.
people, and we have the increase of urban people.
Uh-huh.
So we have more cities and more connected people, so we can know more about these people.
Okay.
And some years ago, we don't have too much professionals, and it was so expensive. Like in 70s, it was like, oh, and you know, your mom is psychologist too. It's secret. It's secret, but
She's watching you.
Oh, I love her. Miss you. And she knows it was expensive. We don't have a lot of people treating the diseases, but I use sometimes a family trouble with my grandma, and she was strange since every time, and my grandma. She was like, oh, she's strange. She's quiet. She's boring sometimes, and she was depressed, and she was too much depressed and without treatment. So the people never talk about her disease because they don't they don't know what happens with her. But nowadays we have more problems because we have more people. So we have too much troubles and diseases, and the knowledge about the disease. It's not just an strange people or different people. That person is so strange or different. No, we have names and we have the trouble inside our our friends, and we know how to help. Oh, you need a psychologist. You need someone to help you with this trouble, and we can treat. This is most part of the perspective of the increase. And we have the urban situation, because a long time ago, the most part of people don't work, and nowadays we need to work. And everyone who lives in Santos, São Paulo, or a big city need to work too much hours, and the stress is increasing for this reason. The traffic is so crazy in São Paulo city. Is worse than here, and everything about the around the people, it's increasing some other disease like the stress.
So you think like the urban life, the way we've been living, they make all this kind of disturbs increase in people.
Yeah, some things we have the genetic trouble, but to appear and come out,
it triggers.
We have we have the trigger, and to start this situation, probably the urban lives is worse than the calm life of country.
What do you think we can do? It can be done for us not to have this anxiety, all these things triggered in at a level that can cause us trouble, social problems. Do you think there is anything we can do to prevent that from becoming uncontrolled or giving us, being like a big problem to us?
Yeah, we need to work less, not work less, or give up your career and come to a new life. But we need to work less and try to get other ways to get to work, like bicycle or by walk or some kind of no traffic way. And we need to try to use a life without the biggest trouble of the life, like, I want to an apartment, but I want a new apartment with all the features that it's good, but it's expensive, and I need to work more to have. I know I have 3 different jobs, but when I tell work more, you don't need to work hard. Like, I need gain more and more and more and more. We need to take the life a little bit calm, or work for your love, because I love to work inside the psychologist area. I love to work with all this, and it's not so hard to work. I can go to polyglotas meetings sometimes.
Yeah, not many times. Lately you had been missing a lot of meetings.
Yeah. Sometimes I use the day for another thing, or I forget the time. I lost the time. But it's not because I was working, and this is interesting. We need to do another activities to not only it's health activities like workout or a sport. It's good too. We need to do these too, but we need other kind of activities like the polyglotas meeting. It's a good space to laugh and to stay, to meet new people. We need to meet more people. We need to talk. We need to see each other. It's so important for the life and to stress relief, like some kinds of anxiety disturbs that we can prevent the trigger.
And where do you think? Let me see if I'm going to be able to explain to you my doubt. When do you think a psychologist is not enough and a person needs a psychiatrist? Or where do we draw the line between someone who needs a psychologist and a psychiatrist? Or what is the difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist?
Yeah, we don't have this limit line, or it's not stronger. Psychiatry is stronger than psychologists. It's different views of work, and sometimes we need the drugs and the psychiatrist. It's necessary to help us inside the psychologist office to work with the patient. And it's so important to work together because the psychiatrist will prescribe some medicines, that we need for our body, because we need to fix some kind of connections inside the brain. And the psychologist will work with the emotional part of the person. So we have the body and the soul, or the I forgot the, it's not soul, but we have the, like the brain and the thought.
The thought.
Yeah, the thought. Yeah.
Okay.
And the psychologist will work with the thought, and the psychiatrist will work with the brain and the connections inside the brain. It's the basic of the difference, not so not only this, but this is the most part. The emotional and the thoughts is the bigger work of the psychologist.
Okay. And some years ago, not that long ago, psychology therapy were for crazy people. It has changed a lot. Who do you think needs psychology? Who do you think can benefit from therapy?
Everyone who needs see your own trouble and work with them. So every person can work with the troubles. We have troubles, we have problems every day, and we need to work with them. We need to accept that we need to see ourselves inside the process, and we need this professional. So psychologist, it's not for I have a disease, I have a disturb and I need to fix that. No, it's for everything, because we have the emotional part and a lot of trouble that we need to treat. If we don't have problems like I have fear, and what is the limit of healthy fear? It don't change your life. It's just you can. I have a fear of werewolf. It's okay.
The chances of you meeting a werewolf when you go out on the street are minimum.
No problem. You don't need to fix this because they don't exist. But if
what do you mean they don't exist?
You can live on with this fear. But if you have the fear of dog, you need to treat, because we have a lot of dog. So I have a fear of elephant. It's okay. You don't need to see an elephant every day.
When you go out on the street are almost as big as of you meeting a werewolf.
Yeah, so you don't need to fix this problem. But if you have real problems and the problems that you need to treat, because we have every day the problem knocking our door. So it's helpful for you if you have a psychologist beside you and treating this.
And a very important question. if I'm looking for a psychologist, there are lots of people out there. How do I find out which ones are good ones? Because I'm sure, just as in any other profession, there are lots of good professionals and not so good professionals. How can we? How would you tell someone if they were looking for a psychologist to find a good psychologist and not to fall on someone's hand that are not capable or are not good enough?
It's a little bit hard because you need to know this person, the psychologist, and you need empathy to work with. If you stay there and you can't trust or you can't, it's no secrets time inside the therapy, so you need to trust. And if you have something, sometimes that professional is good, but not for you. And it's so important because it's like the perspective that he worked with, because we have different therapies. You know, that one that you can lay down, and we have a lot of films and movies with this kind of session. And we have different sessions, like the front session that the people work the front of other, and you need to like this. You need to feel comfortable. You need to trust the professional. It's not sometimes, oh, it's a bad professional. So if he comes with some wrong idea, telling you like, oh, let's search werewolves around this block. Okay, left this professional. Another way, you needed trust. You needed, because we work with people and with no secret time. So we need to keep this secret, this emotional time to us, not to share. We can't share. We can't. So you need trust. This is the first step of the treatment, and you have this. It's okay. It's good for you. It's not.
Okay. And do you go to a therapist yourself? Because, like you said, you deal with everybody's problem, and you can't share it with no one. Do you have anyone that you can discuss it with, or do you really have to keep it all to yourself?
Yeah, we have two different times of the psychologist with another psychologist. One is the supervision that we need for work with these cases. Sometimes we need a long time. Sometimes we need just for one case, because it's one case that it's I'm not feeling comfortable to keep on, or I need to know more, and I need one supervisor just for this patient or this case. And the other thing is therapy. So I have my psychologist that I do my therapy for my werewolves. No, sorry. It's for my troubles and my life, and not a supervisor nowadays. But when we start, we need this supervisor to help us to separate the things. what is the case and the patient thing and or things, because we have a lot of troubles. We don't have the secret of happiness.
Of course.
We can help the treatment for we get the good things of your life and to turn on your good mood and good emotional, but we have a life, we have someone have kids, but we have a lot of troubles and and traffic and everything.
Of course.
And we need to treat.
Yes, of course. And now, just like a little gossip, tell me, you don't need to tell anyone else, just me and a torcida do Corinthians. It is, how often does it happen for a patient to fall in love with the therapist or vice versa?
For this, the supervisor, if the psychologist fall in love for the patient, and if the patient is falling in love for the psychologist, we need a transfer for another psychologist.
Transfer to someone else. But is it often to happen? Like, how often does it happen?
Oh, with me all the time. All the patients fall in love for me.
All your patients fall in love with you. Oh, I see.
It's every day.
Because you're so humble.
Every day. No. Unfortunately, just one
just
time.
Once, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's not so common, but with me, unfortunately. No, I'm kidding. But it one time the patient gets some different vision of me, and I need transfer for another psychologist because we can't work on with this, and the good part, I received some gifts inside. It was the good part.
I see. Everything chocolate, has a good side and a bad side.
Yeah, chocolate, gifts. Of course. Yeah, but I lost one patient.
Okay. Did you tell the patient to just keep sending you the gifts? Listen, I'm gonna transfer you to my friend, but the gift, you know, they can keep.
You can, yeah. This part you don't need change. Left the gift. The gift is for me. But it was just one time, and yeah.
Very good, really wonderful.
So I think I'm so good professional because my beauty isn't the trouble, but I'm a really good professional, and the people prefer.
Doesn't matter how handsome you are, people still are still able to separate things and not fall in love with you. Very tempting though. But you are, you manage to keep things separate.
Yeah, because on the streets nowadays, since March, I don't have too much trouble, but on the streets, a lot of people fall in love for me, and
I see.
Especially
now with your werewolf look, since you've been talking about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why you have that look now. So people that are afraid of werewolves, they will not fall in love with you. Be careful not to lose patients that are afraid of werewolves.
Yeah. This is the principle of this look.
I see.
It's
to find out who's afraid
for if you have fear, we can't.
It's
therapy.
Or it's that kind of therapy, like my mom calls it pé no peito. You are scared of werewolves? Ta-da!
Yeah.
Here I am.
Woo!
That's great. That's wonderful. Okay, guys, if anyone has any other questions for Tassio, please send it to me, and I can pass along to him. Simone has already asked a question. I asked him. If you guys have any other questions to him, or if now that he's online, if you need a psychologist, he can also treat you no matter where you are, right? And if you have any questions about psychology or like now with the pandemics, what was the increase complaint of your patients? Were there a lot of people with depression because they stayed home, or did you notice any recurrent complaint with your patients?
Yeah, the depression, it's not the big motive of the people, not for me this time, but it's anxiety, and they have a new kind of phobia because it's the COVID-19 phobia. Because it's real.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. It's not really a phobia because it is real, you know.
It's real, but it's like a phobia, not for the people. Oh, I'm worry about this, but it's I'm worried about my grandma, my grandpa, my mom, my dad, my kids. So it becomes like anxiety and not like a phobia, but it's an kind of I'm calling more than and I need to try to monitoring them, and I have it's a new kind of fear because we don't have this 1 year ago. We are good looking for Christmas, and it was like normal. Everything we had the coronavirus inside China, and we heard about this, and it's okay. We have a good Christmas. We had a good time with friends and family, and nowadays we have I don't know if this is the last Christmas that we have to stay together, and the change of this, and it becomes like an anxiety, not depression, because the people stay alert all the time.
I see.
And this is the problem. We have if you need this to buy something, you need I need this place is safe for me now. I can't go there. It's fully because we saw like beaches and malls fully, and it's crowdedly. I can't stay there, and we need to worry about this. Like a couple weeks ago, couple months ago, because the time is it was July or August. I was minding. I need. I want to sit inside a place and eat a burger. And hamburger, and I need to search empty place and to eat and a hamburger and the things. I spend 3 hours to sit inside a place and eat
a burger.
Yeah, and it was just because I was too much time inside home, just ordering online and everything. And no, I need one day. I need this. And I start to search. It's a good place. No, not good place.
Uh-huh.
Look, no masked people around. No, let's
Uh-huh.
stay there.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And it's a new kind of life,
Mm-hmm.
and
I think the
it
fact
becomes
that we
with
need to be constantly worried about something is tiring and it causes anxiety. It's very difficult not to, and plus the idea, the thought of losing someone is very real and very tangible, you know.
yeah,
Uh, Not before you would think like, oh yeah, I know my grandma is getting old, or my mom is getting old, and we know, of course we know that they're gonna go before us because that's natural, but we never think it's close. That we never think that it can be tomorrow. We always imagine, yeah, it can. They will die before me, but one day, And I think with this pandemic, the feeling that the one day can be tomorrow, and every day you wake up with that fear. I think it's something that's it triggers, like we said earlier, it triggers all this anxiety and depression and everything. It's
yeah,
And you either take that into account, and then you have this constant fear, or you are not part of this world, because every time, everything you do, if you turn on the TV, if you open the computer, if you listen to the radio, it reminds you of that constantly. It's impossible not to be affected by that. So uh, I'm sure it triggers a lot of all these feelings that we have, the
yeah.
insecurity and
If we had some kind of disturb inside us, it will come out. And if we don't have some kind of, we
hmm
will develop some kind of
yes.
trouble, because it's real, and it's uh, every time we heard about, uh, like today, I had someone is uh, with COVID.
hmm
Okay, 5 minutes later, one people that was uh, just passed out,
uh-huh.
and and every time, and we are here, and we can't do nothing,
hmm
and the prevention is the only way that we have to to treat
yes.
nowadays.
hmm
So I don't have I can return to impersonal therapies,
uh-huh.
but I don't want to kill
To
anybody,
exactly.
and I don't know
And I don't want to get
if
infected.
one patient can bring the
Yeah.
virus inside the place.
hmm
So we can use the masks, but it's a close
Yeah, it's a
single
close
room
space.
with
And air
air conditioner.
conditioner and everything. It's
Yeah,
yeah.
we can't work with this.
Uh-huh.
It's a small place for
hmm
we don't have social distancing
Yeah.
for,
Yeah.
so we
Well,
need to
so
take
I
care.
congratulate you for thinking like that, because very few people still think like that. It's very difficult uh, for some people to understand that it's not because they are tired that things have changed. We are all tired. We are all tired, but we gotta hang
Yeah,
in there, And if you are tired, look for a psychologist, because these are the ones
yeah.
that can help you, maybe feel better or learn how to deal with it. But yeah, that's it. Barbara has just arrived, so she's saying hi to you and to me too. Hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
So, and we are coming to an end. It's almost 10 o'clock. So if anyone has any other questions to ask Tassio or to ask me, we are going to wrap up right now. And first, I want to thank you so much for coming and talking to me about all these issues. I loved it. I loved our conversation. I think to me it was really enlightening, and it enriched me a lot. I'm really glad and thankful for having you here. My last guest of this season. So I started the season with my friend Mila, who's most of you, I think, know her from that picture no Trianon MASP, os três anõezinhos sentados na frente da estação Trianon do metrô. So Mila is one of them. She's my childhood friend. So she opened the Gladly Receives with me, and now I'm closing with my very dear friend Tassio. He's not from my childhood, but we've been friends for a few years now because of Polyglota, and he's just like a brother to me that the universe gave me as a gift. So I'm very, very, very glad to have you here, and thank you so much for your time and for this conversation.
Thank you. I love to stay here, and you do something and you call me. We have a good time to change some tiles or something. I will be there.
Yes. By the way, Simone is my friend, teacher Simone. She's watching us. She's the one who asked the question. I know you guys can't see each other, but Simone, Tassio is the guy who fixed the cell phone that we sent to you for the boy that needed the cell phone to have online class. And Tassio, teacher Simone is the one who was asking for the cell phone, who had this idea of asking people for used cell phones so we could make sure more kids had classes during the pandemics and they kept studying. So you can't see her, but she can see you. So in a way, I'm introducing you to each other. And in a way, we are all connected. So Simone is saying thank you, and she's sending you like smiley faces with hearts.
Thank you, Simone. It was another adventure of Yara and me. We need cell phones. Okay, I have one cell phone. You can get there, fix, and send to Simone. Oh, yes, of course. And I did.
And
we are together for everything that it's for help someone. We are together.
We are always there, always ready to help. And that's one of the reasons why I love Tassio. All the time I come up with these campaigns or ideas or crazy things that I hear about, and he always embraces it. And in a way or another, he's always helping me out, making things happen. So thank you so much. I love you from the bottom of my heart.
And is gladly receives, gladly receives. It's so I'm glad.
I am glad to
stay here and to talk with you.
So we will
miss you
soon. I miss you so much. I want that hug that we used to give each other every time we met. Hopefully, we're going to be able to get the vaccine soon, and then I'm going to be able to miss you and hug you. And like I said, told João the other day, João is another friend of ours, I want to hug you and never ever let go, hug you and hug and stay there for like a long time, but we will soon. Okay. So thank you so much. We are going to wrap up. Thank you, everybody who's been watching us. And I'll talk to you soon.